So Belfast Whiskey Week is back in July, and as always, it's good to see the man behind it all, Paul Kane, who joins us in the studio. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Robin. Thank you.
So another year has gone by since you were last sitting there, and it's just my imagination, or has whiskey got even bigger since last year? We're seeing distilleries opening, we're seeing everybody's got their brand of whiskey out there now. It seems to have taken off more each year as goes by.
Yeah, no, without doubt. I mean, we're now 2 distilleries in Belfast, so this year alone we've added to our, doubled in size of our distilleries. So McConnell's has come on board, and we had Titanic there last year. So yeah, in the north we're now up to about 17 whiskey brands, which is pretty impressive.
And this is like taking us way back in time, because Belfast was known for its whiskey way back, wasn't it?
It was a whiskey mecca,
yeah.
the whiskey mecca of the world, and where 70% of whiskey came from and was distributed around to America and obviously down to Australia and all around the Commonwealth at that point. So yeah, we're not there yet. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to be back at back to those points. But having so many distilleries now, and particularly in County Down, so many distilleries making really good Irish whiskey, it's just great to see.
We even had Jean-Claude Van Damme in Belfast recently launching his whiskey.
Yeah,
that's serious stuff as well, isn't it?
Do you know what? I said this at the time. It's impressive when someone of that magnitude, someone who generally is like a superstar, Hollywood A-lister, chooses Irish whiskey to be a whiskey that he wants to promote and wants to be part of. And it's not called Jean-Claude Van Damme whiskey, which is really interesting. He's not stamped his name on it, but he's behind it, and he's choosing Irish whiskey out of all the whiskies around the world. And obviously there's whiskey on his doorstep, and he's chosen to come across to Ireland. So that is interesting, and it just shows the prominence of Irish whiskey.
Question must come up all the time: Irish or Scottish whiskey? What's it going to be?
Yeah, and I've been here long enough to realise that if I said Scots, I would get, frowned at. No, Irish whiskey is special, and we've got a distinct style of whiskey. So Irish whiskey is defined as being really pot still whiskey or single malt. And I think Scotland really is known for the blends and for the single malts, but this pot still, this belonging to pot still and single malt Irish whiskey, super. And they're 2 different tastes, but they rival whiskey from around the world. There's no doubt that the whiskies we have here are, beyond shadow of a doubt, some of the best tasting whiskies that the planet's ever seen. That's a fact.
Talk us through some of the highlights this year. We can start with the Whiskey Expo, which is something very big, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the Whiskey Expo is really good. It's a great opportunity for people to come and see all the brands who are involved during the festival. So we've got lots of brands there, and you get to walk around, get to taste all their different whiskies. It's just it's a melting pot for people to come and socialise and meet the brands, and sometimes, if you're lucky, you meet the distillers, the people who are making the stuff. So yeah, we've always got distillers on hand, people to talk about the whiskies. But yeah, it's a good one. There's 2 sides to the food aspect of the festival. One is about the collaborations. So yeah, we've got food collaborations with O-Donuts, and they make us 6 bespoke donuts every year. So we have the whiskies and the donuts. We can do the pairings. We've got chocolates from 2 different chocolatiers this year. We've got Jerry from Chocolate Manor, who's doing a box of 4 bespoke chocolates for our awards dinner, and we've also working with Martin from Daisy's, who's creating some bespoke truffles for us, and we've already tasted some of them already in some of our launch events, and they are phenomenal. And then we're doing a thing with Gemma Austin. She's creating 2 patisseries for us with some of the brands as well. But there's also the whiskey and food pairings, or the dinners. And there's some fine dining experiences. So we're doing some really good dinners this year. We're taking over a neighbourhood cafe around the corner every day this week, this year, and it's going to be mini takeovers in different restaurants. So Hula Hands, we've got a couple of events there. We're working with Johnny Stevenson out of the Deer's Head. People who really want to showcase their food. It's not about creating new menus per se, although some of them are doing that, but it's about taking what they're really good at and interjecting with whiskey. Allowing whiskey to be part of those meals. Morning Star did it really well last year, and again, we'll do it well this year, no doubt. So, no, we're very lucky. Food is good. Food is part of it. And I think, I don't know, Robin, but if you ever go to a festival of any description, things that you take away from it is good crack, good fun, meeting people, socialising. But it's food, and it's, maybe it's music, maybe it's dance, maybe it's whatever it is. But, our conduit to the whole thing's whiskey. but food's a major part of a festival, I think, you know.
Definitely, yeah.
And you need, you know, so every day we've got between the hours of 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the evening, lots of food opportunities.
Brilliant. And for whiskey lovers, the good thing is this show is going to be covering it extensively this year as well, so we'll be able to see everything that's going on throughout the week.
We will definitely be filming the vast majority of this. If we can get 100 events filmed, super. But like we intend to film as much as possible. People can see it, you know, and look, we've got a great external audience, not just for people from here who come to the festival, but we do attract people from around the world, and we do have a lovely online following. So even for them to see it, and again, the main aim of the festival is to bring people to Belfast, experience the whiskey heritage and the legacy that we have here and what we're creating. So this idea of taking people from the city, taking them out to distilleries, so if it's going out to Ecklinville or Shotcross or Cologne or Copeland or the two local ones here, or again up to Bushmills, whatever we're doing, if you know, we're taking people from the city out to explore whiskey distilleries. And again, it's a major partner of our whiskey tourism. People need to embrace that, and I think locally people do embrace it. It's just about bringing in people in from outside of Belfast, outside of Northern Ireland, to experience that culture that we're creating here. And it is something new. You know, you harken back 5-6 years, we didn't have distilleries or active, you know, tourist, you know, distilleries. So it's great to see the guys in Newry, down Two Stacks, and the guys down in Cologne, down in Warren Point, Rostrevor direction. But they, you know, there's an extensive amount of people doing cool pieces of work, you know, and we've got 2 brand new ones about to be built this year going into next, and that's Glenzavantram and Limavady are both going to get their own distilleries. So again, these are functioning distilleries with tourist attractions.
What we'll do, we'll get you back in here the week before, so you can update us on what's happening before the festival. But in the meantime, if they want to book their tickets, how do they go about doing that?
All tickets are booked through our website, so it's belfastwhiskeyweek.com. There's an opportunity to buy individual tickets, but you can also buy a day pass. So if you want to come for the day, you can select 4 events throughout the day and come and enjoy yourself. So it's pretty user friendly. Prices range from about £15 up to about £100. So there's nothing more than £100. That's the most expensive. We're trying to make it as affordable, you know, and as accessible as possible.
Sounds fascinating. The best of luck with the festival, and thanks for coming in, Paul.
Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.